Well, good evening, everyone. What's going on? Welcome back to a weekly tactics update. As I mentioned to you last week, we're going to go through different systems, and every single week we're going to change it up so you can get used to tactics as well. In fact, you know what? I'm probably going to explain the tactical layout towards the end of what systems I've chosen, because I know people skip the video, so that way everyone can, because they're going to skip anyway, so they can all see it towards the end. Anyway, go start off with the first one. My favorite that I put in is 4-2-2. I'm actually really liking this formation a lot. You're seeing a lot of people using a 4-2-2 and 4-3-2-1 variation. I thought I wanted to add this in. It's very similar to the 4-4-2 second variation. However, I do feel the wide cams, they're still wingers, but they're more involved inside the game is what I very much prefer. You've probably seen these tactics before. You can, of course, reduce the depth, but I wanted to make a bit more of an attacking variation this week. I think people are, of course, trying to stack packs for team of the year. People are still trying to have fun as well. Also, don't forget, there's new players playing FUT Champs as well, that people that started in December. So you might get easier matchmaking depending on what rank you are as well. But you can always reduce the depth, balanced build-up play, and direct passing for the final third. 45 width, 7 players inside the box, and corners and free kicks however you would like. These are the instructions. So both strikers stay central, get it behind, come back in offence. Ram, both of them are come back in offence and balanced. And basically inside the game, it's something like this basically. And then both CDMs on cut pass and lane, step out taking cover centre. Now, both the Rams are come back in offence. Now, one thing I wanted to mention is one of my attacking centre mids is on balance. Now, this is very important. If you struggle with counter attacks, put them both on stay back while attacking. I do not, so I've won them on balance and I won them on stay back while attacking. What I normally do is I sub someone on over here, like that new evolutions card. Mendy left back and right back stay back. And at Kalulu, by the way, with the Jockey Playstyle Plus, fantastic card. I actually play him in centre back more. So that is the 4-2-2. Then we're going to go to a new edition. This is basically the 3-5-2, but even better. When I mean better, I mean more attacking. The only issue with the 3-5-2 that you may have realised is that you may find that the centre mids are a bit too far away. In fact, we kind of got this idea. I was playing with a 3-4-1-2 last year. I remember I was speaking to Air Japes on a FUT podcast. Don't forget to check out the FUT podcast out. You might see me in a few of those episodes. And using the 3-4-1-2. And I kind of thought about it. But the truth is the 3-5-2 is always more stable. But if you want to make this formation even more attacking, the left mid and right mid, they're still the same attacking sense. But the centre mids, they're more involved in the play. So when you recycle the ball, let's say your opponent's parking the box. When you cycle the ball outside the box, those centre mids can make those runs inside the box. You can use them to make the pass to the striker. Those centre mids are higher up the pitch. Now, of course, that makes you more defensively weaker, but it makes it much more fun to play. And as you can see, as I mentioned here, we got more for an attacking tactical layout as well. These are the tactics: balance 40, 6 step. Do not go above 60. I think 60 is already pushing it, to be honest. You may even feel you might even want to go to like 50, to be honest, but 60 is more than enough. 60, 71, I would not recommend with this formation, especially with the 3-back. You got to be very, very careful with defending in the 3-back. Balance, not long ball on this one. The only reason why I say not long ball, because the centre mids are pushing a bit higher naturally anyway, and you got those players making runs in behind. And you can always supplement the player instructions as well. You want to make this overly attacking. If you use long ball, the problem is sometimes that there's too much of a gap between your 3 centre-backs and your 5 midfielders, including your cam. So you find that when you have the ball with your 3 centre-backs, to get the ball to your midfield, it can be sometimes a bit more difficult to get the ball to those players. So I definitely would recommend maybe going with balanced, maybe even a slow build-up play if you struggle. I much prefer forward runs, 60 width and 7 players inside the box. Don't forget, this is naturally a 3-4-1-2, which is basically a 3-5-2. So it's basically a wide formation naturally. I want to make use of those wide players. You can, of course, put one of these players on attacking. In fact, you can actually put one like a Rapinoe as an example. I've got here Rapinoe. Of course, Rijkaard shouldn't really play there, but as an example, what you could do in theory is that you could actually have, for example, someone who's actually quite attacking centre mid, to go forward to make that last minute run inside the box. No, guys, top tip: you can always use someone like Alexia, someone like Zidane, or someone like Llorente. But if you really like someone here to be good, and let's say you use that player quite a lot, a last minute runner, because this player will always be on, and that is why we've gone with balance as well, so they don't rush forward all the time. At least you've got that last minute runner running inside the box. Then we got to add the 4-3-2-1 to the setup. I still think it's it's still the best formation in the game. Every pro is using it. It's the best one. In fact, this formation is, I think I made it a bit more attacking just to change things up, because you guys know the 4-3-2-1 that I released anyway. As I mentioned to you, week on week now, I want to change things up. I want you to find a perfect system for your own gameplay. As I said, guys, next year, you're not going to see these weekly tactics anymore. I want you to figure out your own gameplay for yourself. You might see them once a month here and there, but as long as the system stays the same, I don't want you to use the same tactics again and again. I want you to try new things out. These are tactics you can copy and paste these. 40 wide, 45 width, 60 depth. I would be careful with the depth as well. You can go to 71 on this one. You have complete free reign to do that. However, I would say just be careful, just because you do have fast put-up play. The idea behind this formation, you might like this, especially if you like to play quick football. The idea is you win the ball back and you attack very, very quickly. That is why I like this formation quite a lot. And then these are the instructions. So stay central, get it behind for one of the strikers. And the right striker, the one that's going to be... Don't forget, this defends in a 4-4-2, by the way. It does defend in a 4-4-2. Two strikers you want. Stay central, get it behind for both of them. These are the two players that are going to be your two strikers when you defend out of possession with a 4-4-2. You have three centre mids when you're attacking. But when you're defending, you have the right centre mid becomes a right mid. Hence, you have cover wing. So cover wings is telling Llorente, I want you to be a right mid when you're defending. Cover the wing side. Centre mid, stay back attack and cover centre. Lead this always on stay back. Get forward for the other left centre mid. I got thin edge of the box across just so I don't want to make it too attacking. Sometimes you've got no players in. Sometimes you've got so many players inside the box, you've got no one to rotate the ball around to. If you've only got one player outside the box, sometimes that player can get isolated, especially up against two strikers. If your opponent's using a 4-4-2, that's set CDM, most times it's going to be man marked. So at least having another player, they can get forward, but at least in a cross situation, they're outside the box. Don't forget, this is only in a crossing situation. And then the left centre forward, should I say, is on cover wing. So you're telling, when you're defending, you're saying Cecina, you become a left mid, Llorente become a right mid, Rapinoe right centre mid, Rijkaard left centre mid, and Alvarez and Son as strikers, as an example. And realistically, what would happen here, realistically, would be something like this. Something like this. So Llorente being centre mid, and then you put your winger or your attacking player on the right hand side. Rapinoe becomes right mid, Cecina becomes left mid, and when you attack, you'd attack in a 4-3-2-1. And then for the back line again, you may have meant I kind of kept it the same here, except I just put during the attack and overlap on the most attacking fullback here, being Mendy, because Kalulu is more of a pure centre back CDM centre back esque type player. He's not really a player to go forward. Hasn't really got the best of shooting. He's all right, but he's not really got the best of shooting. But you want someone here like someone like a Zambrotta, someone who's very attacking. If you get those Team of the Year players, you will know what I'm talking about. And then we go to the 4-2-4, the best comeback formation. In fact, there should be a video on this gameplay-wise, how to blitz your weekend league. Let me tell you another Nil Guys top tip. You may know I play on multiple accounts. Sometimes I don't even have time to play the weekend league. So literally what happens is sometimes I remember I start one of my accounts. Let's say I'm recording a video for the Patreon series. We're trying to get some gameplay, for example. And then by the time I might have like 2 hours left, I actually use the 4-2-4 to blitz through my weekend league to get as many rage quits as I can. So this is the 4-2-4. This is like this is like the comeback formation. If you really need to come back, if you're losing 1 or 2-0, you need to come back. This is a pressing tactic, but this is also the formation I would use if like I'm in that dire situation where like, you know what, I've got an hour left. I really got to start blitzing my games. And don't forget, guys, you only need 6 out of 20 wins. 6 out of 20 wins, by the way, to get a 100k pack. Remember, Gold 1 back in the day, you needed 20 out of 30 wins. Now you only need 6 wins. 6 wins and you lose 14 and you get a 100k pack. So credit to EA for making the game much more casual. So for players like yourself who don't really have that much time, 6 wins, all you need, guys. 6 wins. Not that much. You can blitz your games. You can leave when you go 1-0 down and give your opponent the win. It's a very good way of effectively finishing your weekend quickly, especially if you've got more than one account. Balance on centre mids, cover centre, left back, right back on stay back. You can always put cover centre. You always put get forward on these guys. Now, as I mentioned to you, actually, first of all, let me do my plug before I forget about that. Don't forget, if you want to get better at FIFA, you can come to my FIFA Score Series, FC Score Series, should I say, patreon.com/Nil Guys. You don't get better after 1 month, I'll refund your money. That is a Nil Guys guarantee. That is how sure we are that you'll get better at FC 24, all the way from beginners to elite level. I promise you'll always learn something. So don't forget, money back guarantee. We don't get better. we're the only one that offers a money back guarantee in the industry because we know for sure our system works. And as you think, you realize no defensive formations. The 4-4-2 is probably the only defensive formation per se. All you got to do literally here is just drop the depth down to 60. And then you got more of a formation to start the game with, a bit more passive, very attacking, very attacking, and then a comeback formation. Again, it's all about having fun nowadays, guys. You know, we've come past this point now where I think most of you guys know what division you're in. You might try to edge yourself up now, but especially when you're playing FUT Champs, you know, if you're trying to improve, try to improve in rivals. In Champs, try to have fun. Of course, it's about getting the best rank, but in the day, if you're not having fun, what's the point? That's the way that I look at it. In the day, in life, it's like life, you know. You gotta do what you want to do on your own accord, have fun, live life the way you want. And some people are gonna pass the ball around the entire game. I'll be honest, though, if someone passes the ball around the entire game, they're probably gonna lose against me. I mean, they're probably gonna beat me. I'll lose against them. Why? I just haven't got it in me anymore. I haven't really got the patience to, you know, go chase the ball, pass the ball around. I like to play for fun. One thing I wanted to mention is always have fun. That's the foremost thing. Anyway, thanks for watching. Take it easy, and I'll catch you next time. Peace out.